You're crying. All right. Hi, guys. We are recording now. So let me get on my notes because I have tons for you guys. Attracting your dream team, attracting coaches that are like you, all starts from your posts. And you might think like, okay, that's really simple, but I have been researching all day, literally for like hours. And a lot of the top coaches, not even top coaches, just coaches that are really, really successful in this business, they say, I don't think they said, but you are basically your own store. So Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, whatever platform that you use mainly is your storefront. And your posts are what's going to attract people to your business. So it's awesome when we reach out. Well, of course, you want to do everything, but the people that are going to connect to you and relate to you are the people that are going to start following and looking at your posts. So Facebook, we've already gone over this, but Facebook, Instagram, Twitter are all different platforms, and you're going to target people differently depending on what platform you're using. So for instance, this is just a quick side note just for everybody. I don't see everyone's Instagram. I don't know if I'm following everyone. I should be. And I did this in the beginning, okay? My Instagram was all over the place. I did a million different collages and all different stuff. And so I was following Anita Myron. She, for those of you guys that don't know, Anita Myron is one of the top 10 coaches. And she said, go and look at your Instagram. And is it something someone would want to follow if they didn't know who you were? And if you look, when you first get into Instagram and you look at your main page, there's like 9, I think, pictures that you can see first. If they aren't consistent, if they don't show who you are or they're not giving value to someone, chances are that person isn't going to follow you. So you can give them 5 different likes and comments and follow them and maybe message them. But chances are if they don't find an interest in your first couple of posts, they aren't going to follow you back. So you don't want to waste your time. And you got to remember that your platform, your whole business is based on social media. So if you need to post, maybe like I post photos of Hayden and I or Hayden Rock and I, but I always try to tie it back into coaching the best I can. So try to take your posts and always connect them back into what you're doing, if that makes sense. Yes? Okay. Anyways, that was just a little side note. But so the first thing we're going to talk about is posting, because that's really how you're going to attract the people that you want to attract to your team. And I just want to let you guys know that you're never going to attract someone better than yourself if you're not willing to work on yourself. So you're never going to attract a top 10 coach if you're not willing to put in the effort. If for instance, okay, to make it make sense, say for instance, you want someone to be a diamond coach, but if you aren't doing the traits to be a diamond coach, if you aren't doing what you're supposed to be doing every single day for your business, chances are you aren't going to attract those people to you. Okay, so even if your goal is just to be diamond, or if it's to be 5-star, whatever it is, you have to be doing those traits those skill sets every single day to attract those people that you want to your business. All right, so in your posts, you have to have confidence in every single one of your posts. Even if you are, for example, the other day, I don't know if anybody saw, but I posted a picture of me eating Oreos, right? So I showed people that I'm a real person. Just because I'm a coach doesn't mean that, I eat perfect all the time, so that they could relate back to me and they could say, you know what, maybe I could do that, right? And I had confidence about it, like I fall off the bandwagon and I can eat unhealthy, but because of my team and because of the accountability groups, I know that I can get back on track. So posts like that can show people or kind of get them thinking, you know, I don't have to be this picture perfect person. And that's what's great about Beachbody, and that's what's great about coaching, is that you don't have to be like a freaking Victoria's Secret supermodel. You're a real person, and people like that, and you're providing them value and kind of helping them. So you want to find that relation. Does that help? Does that make sense? Sorry, my head hurts. Okay. Be consistent, like I said, and I'm going to say it a million times. Consistency in everything in this business is key. So with your posts, try to be super consistent of what you are trying to trying to get across to people. And this is super important, and I'm so glad I came across this, and I just started implementing this 3 days ago. But a lot of the times we catch ourselves saying, I joined my team, everything about us. And what you want to start doing is changing the language of your posts. So actually going into your post and critiquing yourself and changing it to we, our team, us, because that will show people that they could be a part of something, and it's not just all about you. That you're kind of going to be right alongside them, that they have a support system, that they have a team. And that's really important, because you want people to feel like they belong. And even though it may sound really simple, it can change your business completely, because in our subconscious, seeing those words can completely change how we feel about something. All right, this is super important too, and I just started doing this so you guys could look through my posts and see. I mean, I've done this, but I've been doing it more now. So I want you guys to publicly combat objections. So I'm making that document for everybody this week, but a lot of objections are going to happen, especially around the holidays. And so what you want to do is basically, when you overcome an objection with somebody in a private message or a text or an email, sometimes they might think that you're just saying that and you're not being a genuine person. So if you're actually coming out in public and saying, you know what, this, here, let me give you an example. Did I write one down? Sorry, I have notes everywhere, guys. All right. Let's just say Shakeology, right? Money objection. You can kind of combat that objection by saying how you felt that Shakeology before was expensive too, and you were kind of in shock when you first saw it. But maybe take a picture of like your grocery bill and say that you saved money on groceries because now you're using Shakeology, and you're saving money that way. Or coming, let me see. Sorry, I'm not. At 9 o'clock at night, my brain is like fried. I'll come back to it just so you guys have a really good example. And I can make sample posts as well. But anyways, combat objections through your posts, and try to do one each day. And I can help you if you guys want to send it to me before you actually post it. I can help you as well. But posting is going to be key of how people portray you and if they want to join your team. Okay, so this is going to be kind of the hard part for a lot of people. And if you guys have a push partner, if you guys still need a push partner, or I can even do it with you. But I want you guys to really go through your posts and evaluate yourself. Evaluate each post that you do. And if it's a filler post, do not do it anymore. You know, I used to do filler posts all the time, and you don't want to do that just to post. Because if it's not giving anybody value, and if it's not really genuine, and it's not really contributing to your storefront, it's not going to help you. It's kind of just white noise, and you don't want people just always scrolling through your stuff. So evaluate yourself, critique yourself, and figure out ways that you can start really diving in and thinking of how to post to portray yourself. All right. Now, also when you're evaluating your posts, if I go onto your page and I can't tell that, you know, you have your own business and that you are a coach and you have accountability groups and there's a place to join you, that's really important. You need a call to action. Then chances are people don't know what you're doing. You know, some people obviously will, but other people might not understand what you're doing. So make sure you're really critiquing. And this is my post from when I first started as a coach to now have completely changed. And I'm starting to go back through all my posts and see which ones I got the most likes, because that's really important as well. And the time of the post, because the more likes and comments that you get, that's why I always say, you know, maybe ask an opinion. I don't know if anybody saw, but Chelsea yesterday did a really good one about when do people put up their Christmas tree, right? And she did A, B, or C. And so many people commented on it because she wanted their opinion. And that shows up in more people's newsfeed because of Facebook's algorithms. So if you do a post like that, you can gain more people to look at your newsfeed. So more eyes on you. But that's what's really important, because when you start adding all these new people into your network, into, you know, if you add them on Facebook or Instagram, they're going to look at your stuff right away, chances are, because I do that. If someone, you know, adds me on Facebook, I always look through their posts. So that's the best time. That's why you have to be super consistent, and your posts have to have value. That's how you're going to attract your target market. All right. You want to create a culture. So try your best to turn all of your posts into the coaching opportunity in a strategic way. Not coming out and saying like, all right, you know, join me, this is, or join us, this is the coaching opportunity. That's not really what I mean. So I'm going, like I said, I'm going to make a huge document to show everybody different posts, because I think it's so important. And I never took posting so seriously, and I'm glad that I researched a ton of it today. But you want to make sure, so for example, here, let's all go, I'm going to go show you a post actually, so you guys understand. We'll come back to it once it loads. But I can show you how one of the coaches, so a year ago, this coach wanted to quit. She was going to give up on herself. She was already a year into the business and nothing was moving forward. And she decided that she was going to reevaluate, reflect, and figure out ways to attract people to her business. So what she decided to do instead of a coach sneak peek is every single day, every post is basically a coach sneak peek into the business. But she does it in a way that engages people and people interact, and she does a really great job, and it is awesome to look at her posts. But let me find one of the posts. Let me screen share with you guys. All right, can you guys see my screen? Yeah? Okay. This is Bonnie Engel, and I love her to death. She's just the cutest coach ever, I feel like. But she basically, in every single post, tell her story. And this is kind of just one of her posts about how much her life has changed. And obviously, we don't have these huge stories yet, right? But giving little tidbits of how your life is changing. For example, like you may have extra money to, you know, buy more groceries or buy organic food or something that might attract your target market. Or you can talk about how you paid off your car payment, or add up your whole entire total of what you make in a month and say, you know, I put this towards my mortgage payment or something like that, where it can really grab someone's attention, because people want to follow your story, and sometimes they can't relate to a huge success story. So it's okay if you don't have a big success story right now. Let me see if I can find, I should have actually found one before, but you can go through her posts, so we can keep going. But she's done an amazing job sharing the coaching opportunity with every single post, and that's kind of what you want to start doing, and start really brainstorming of different posts you want to do. So throughout the day, if you think of something that you can start sharing with people, write it down, so you can go home later and think of how you're going to word it. Now, you can always take those posts, put them into a document, and you can reword them throughout the month and change it so it's not the same post, but that way you can reach out to more people using the same content. Does that make sense? So you don't have to always think of new things, but just wording it a little bit differently might attract other people, and you're still coming across with that same content. Okay. All right, now I want you guys to write this down. So I want you guys to pretend like you are a coach prospect. And I want, actually, all right, first of all, what attracted you to this business? So was it flexibility? Was it financial freedom? Was it to pay off debt? Was it because of the trips? More time with your family? What was it that attracted you to this business? And I want you to think of different posts that you can share with people relating you and what attracted you to this business. And that's really important, because in the beginning, when you know you are a new coach and you don't have this huge success story, kind of think of how you can attract those people that need your help. Because, for instance, I have a lot of student loan debt, right? And I'm going to start posting about how I can start paying that off. And that's going to attract so many different people with student loans, right? Or you can say how, you know, you are starting to pay off your mortgage, you know, a little extra every single month to help pay down your mortgage more. Whatever it is, grab someone's attention that way. Whatever attracted you to this business, don't make something up that's not you, because then you're not going to attract your dream team, people that are like you. Everyone's going to be different. This is your own business, and we all are unique in our own ways. But that's really important, especially for some of you are already going to Nashville, right? Yeah. So, for instance, you would want to make a post about Nashville, right? Even if it's now, just kind of like how you're excited, or you know, whatever it is that, you know, excites you about the trip, I would share that, because it might be like, it might attract somebody. A lot of people don't get to go on vacations or don't get to travel, and that could really spark someone's interest. Like, okay, this is a real business, you know, she gets to do this. And I think that's a really, really great way to attract someone, especially there is, what's it called, coming up? The Success Club trip is coming up. I know a lot of people are on the wait list, but next year they're coming out with where we're going next year for a cruise. You can talk about cruises, and that can grab someone's attention, because, I mean, I've never been on a cruise, but I know a lot of people love it. So I would talk about that in one of the posts. You can get the facts of exactly where they're going on the Beachbody website, but that's something you could post about as well. You got to figure out and be strategic about your target market and how you are going to attract them. Now, next thing. All right, this is what I was talking about. So pretend you are a new prospect. You haven't signed up for Beachbody. You don't know much about it. And I want you to think back when you were first a new coach. What would you want to know about the coaching opportunity? And that's what you should be sharing about with people, okay? And I want you to start creating a lifestyle that people are interested in seeing. So try to change up your posts. And I know it can be hard in the beginning, but, or, you know, you can even share a success story of somebody else. But it's really important. I was sharing so much of Chelsea's story and Jess's story. No one could relate to me because it wasn't me. And people are like, okay, cool. I don't know who they are. I know you, Amanda. And that's really important, that people can follow your journey, especially through the next year, and see how far you've come in a year. So this business does take time and consistency, and the people that said no to you in the beginning will definitely say yes to you in the end. And I've had so many people that, you know, even if they didn't sign up as a coach, they signed up with a challenge pack. They knew that I was staying, that this is a long-term thing, and they finally said yes to it, right? So that's another really important thing. That's why we have to be consistent with our posts, so people understand. Sorry, my head hurts so bad. So people understand where we want to go. Another thing is, I want you guys to kind of forecast or foreshadow, I don't know the correct word, where you want to be in a year. So for instance, I think I did a post about how this summer I really want to buy a boat, because that's something that Rock and I have always wanted, is a boat. So I think this summer I said, you know, next year I can't wait to be sitting on a boat, whatever, yada, yada. And then I kind of asked somebody the question at the end, you know, how many other people like have a dream of having a boat or whatever it was, to engage other people and for them to be like, so what the heck is this girl doing? You know, for people to have an interest in you. Now, if one of your dreams is to build a home or to pay off your mortgage, or write a post about that, right? So different things that you really can relate to with other people. And I know I keep repeating myself, but it's so important how we come across in our posts, especially Instagram. If you are taking the time to expand your network, you have to really look and evaluate your Instagram. I try to make mine more consistent now. I even put like all white around it, and try to, if I have too many food posts, then I'll try to add a workout post or a coaching post, or tie in how coaching has benefited my life. Whatever it is, I make sure that the pictures are bright and cheerful, and that people want to look at the pictures. Because if they don't want to look at your pictures and they're not scroll stopping, chances are they're not reading anything you're posting. And that's really, you know, that's really important. Is you want pictures that are scroll stopping so that people will actually read what's underneath them, right? I came up with some awesome content in the beginning, but my pictures weren't awesome. They looked, you know, just like dark. You know, I'd like took a picture like in the dark, you know, or with my dog, and you couldn't see what I was even, you know, people just scroll right by it. Okay, so you want bright, cheerful, even if, you know, maybe you work out in the basement or something, right? And it's just dark and just not pretty, then just bring up your yoga mat or something and take a picture in the living room where it's bright, even if you didn't work out in the living room. Does that make sense? Okay. Okay. Let me see what else I have. I have pages of notes, guys, that are all over the place. Okay. Now, this is really important, and this is how you are going, not necessarily sign people up right away. This is just to gain more trust and to build those friendships with people, because that's what this business is all about, is building those friendships and that trust with people. So first things first, don't go into this as you need 2 successful points or you need to make a sale or you need a coach. go into this like you're not assuming the sale at all, and you're just being a good person. And that's really what this business is about. You want to change lives. And so the first thing is you want to start encouraging someone. So if you see that, not saying get dragged down in everyone's problems or issues or drama that they post on Facebook, but if you see that someone's having a bad day, send them a private message saying, you know, I hope your day is better, and send maybe a motivational quote or something like that. Just for someone to send that to you, say if you're having a bad day, wouldn't that cheer you up, right? Then they see that you are a genuine person, that you care about them, and that they may start following you more and seeing what you're doing and why are you so happy and what's going on in your life. Maybe they might not sign up with you right away at their lowest point. Maybe they, might take them a few months, but you're going to be in the back of their mind, especially if, eventually they want to get on their fitness journey. You're going to be, the person that they think about. Next thing. Think of someone each day and send them something that you thought about, them. So for example, say you see an article or you see a motivational quote or a picture or something that relates to somebody that you know. I want you guys to send it to them and just say, I thought about you today. I saw this and this is why I thought about you. It'll grab their attention and be like, oh, really? Like they thought about me. That is a genuine person, and you show an interest in that person. So like I said, this is about building a relationship in a whole different way instead of just asking them, or forming them. Be helpful. So I'm going to start doing this for our file section. I'm going to have different articles in there, different videos and different websites that are motivational. So if you see someone might post something about a bad day at work or that they never have time or whatever it is, you can go into the file section and then you can send them an article and be like, this might help your day, so that they see that you're reaching out to them, you're being a positive person, and that you care about them once again. Another thing, I do this a lot, and it especially breaks the awkwardness when you start forming someone you don't know, is say if you see something on their page or something they're wearing that you really, really like, ask them, compliment them, and be a genuine person. Like I said, I'm going to keep repeating myself, compliment them and be sincere about it, because they're going to be like, oh, okay, they like what I'm wearing or they like what I'm doing, and they're going to follow you more. You're going to come up in their newsfeed more, especially when you are talking to them on Facebook. I don't know if you've noticed that. Another thing is if someone's having a bad day, like I said, don't let it take over your time. Don't make this not worth your time, I should say. But ask how their day was and actually listen. Listen to how they feel and have a conversation with them. But like I said, don't get bogged down in negativity and drama and everyone's mess. And right? We all have our own messes, but just try to lift people up. And I believe in karma a lot. So, if you are being a trustworthy person and building those relationships, you are going to be successful in this business. You are going to attract the right people to you. Now, I'm going to say this. A lot of the times we like to, I know I've talked to a lot of coaches on our team, especially. We get stuck on talking to the same people over and over when they are miserable with their life and they are stuck in a rut and they have a million money objections. And I guess I don't want you guys to get so caught up in trying to be like a superhero and help them, because you can't change someone. If they don't want this, you can show them what you're doing and you can show them and you can post, but if they don't want this, you pushing them to do it isn't going to help them. They need to want it. They need to want to change. They need to want to be motivated, and they have to have an ambition to do this. So I don't want you guys to get bogged down with that, you know. Does that make sense? Okay. So if you want to attract your dream team, if you want to attract people to you, I want you guys to sit there and write down 10 characteristics you want in your dream coach, right? Your dream team. So if you want someone that's driven, motivated, ambitious, and I think I've mentioned this to a couple of you, write down those 10 traits, and I want you to evaluate yourself 1 through 10, okay? So I've done this, and for some of the things, I'm like a 5. Consistency, I'm not going to lie, I should be way more consistent in this business, especially because I've been doing it for a year now. And that's something I'm not good at doing, and I need to work on it. Leadership, I try to be a better leader all the time, but that's something I still feel like I need to work on. So I am now going to take that list, and if say one's a 5 and one's a 7, that's where my personal development is going to be focused on. So that way I can start attracting those people. So you're never going to attract someone way better than you in this business, and you're not going to attract the people that you want if you're not willing to work on yourself and willing to work on your weaknesses. Not saying focus all on your weaknesses, because we all have strengths in this business. But that's really important, especially if you want a strong team, an ambitious, motivated, driven team. If you want someone that, you don't have to always be writing. So you don't have to always be checking in with them every single day, make sure they're posting and make sure they're doing this and this and this. Because say if you have, I don't know everyone's goals, but say if you want to be a 15-star diamond, right? Your team is going to be huge, and you don't have, right? This business is about flexibility and saving time, once you get further into the business, and you don't have time to text and message 1,000 people a day if they're posting or if they're being consistent. So you want to find those people that are self-driven people, and you can portray that in your posts as well. Does that make sense? Okay. Now, let me see. All right, another thing is, I think a lot of people are getting, this has nothing to do right now with creating your dream team or attracting people to you that you want in the business, but I think a lot of people are getting caught up in so many different directions, and they're not focusing on the core of this business. This business is, it's not easy. I mean, it's hard work, but it's simple, right? It takes time, and I think a lot of people just don't have the patience to kind of push through those trenches. So, if you are having a bad day, a bad week, a bad month, or if you lose coaches or people go inactive, you can't let that discourage you in this business, and your main focus is really on the 3 vital behaviors. If you aren't consistent with those, and if you aren't sharing those every single day, chances are you're not going to find the coaches that are going to be willing to do that as well. So say if you don't drink Shakeology every single day, and if you're not doing your workouts every single day, well, I'm saying we don't have to be super, super consistent, but if you aren't sharing about that, if you aren't doing personal development to improve yourself, you're going to stay stagnant. You're not going to improve. You're not going to climb that ladder in this business. But we have less than 1 minute. So if you guys have questions, you can message me on Facebook, and I will answer them tonight. And I'll check the Dropbox for you as well. I don't know why it's not working. It's weird. Because I checked it last week and it was fine. So I'll look. But I hope that helps you guys. And then just post your questions or message me or post them on the team page. All right. Bye, guys.